What's up everyone, my name is Omar Thiongane and we're back with another video. On this one right here, it was a leg day and that means, lower body. I really enjoyed this session. It was really a banger. One of the best pumps I had in a while, especially for legs. So we first started with leg extensions, did 3 sets, 2 for warm-up and 1 just all out, which is I think the last set you guys are looking at right now. I kind of wished it that I had held the weight a little bit before lowering it down. It would have, activated more muscle fibers. Next, next we moved on to the leg press. Haven't done the leg presses in a while. That's why I'm actually doing this machine instead of the one where you can load the plates, because my right knee have just been giving me trouble for the earlier into the year, so I had avoided leg presses, but I have been doing it. I think this was the 2nd week that I did leg press and it was fine, no pain at all, so I'm happy about that. I've been doing some hip movements as warm-ups before starting, but I did about anywhere from the last set, this one right here, we only did 2 sets. The last set we did about, I think I went probably close to 15. I forgot exactly where, how many reps we did exactly. But moving on from there, we finished and then we went straight to hamstrings. So this one we started with leg curls, and this is the pad that I was talking about that was just hurting my shin extremely bad, to a point that I had to stop or even lower the weight. But the weight is really light and I actually like the movement. This is probably the only machine with the hoisters that moves with your body like it's doing right now, that I normally avoid. This one I really like. So yeah, so as you can see the frustration in my face. I stopped a little early, and here's an explanation of what is it. Hopefully you guys can hear it well. I just finished this last workout, leg curls, but this pad right here, this thing was hurting my like right here so bad, so, and the weight is heavy, so couldn't go to failure. But I did 3 sets in so the first 2 sets I did almost like from 8 to 15, so that was good. Okay, so next we moved on. Because of that, that was gonna be the last, the only exercise for hamstrings. But because of the pain that I felt on my shin, I was like, I didn't get as much stimulant as I wanted, so I decided, let's do this single leg did curls. And normally I would like to do it with my shoes off. I have been doing that lately, and I think you have seen maybe people like Bumset do it, but you really get a good contraction when you take off your shoes. It's almost as if your body feels the ground a lot more, and you get to feel the muscle contracting. You have more control, you have more range, I think, and yeah, so that's something that's really good. I almost invested in squat shoes or some sort of something like that, but I find that I don't even need the shoes, so just take them off, doing on leg days, and just wear them as you walk around. But we finished out this set for the left side, and then moving on there, we're finishing with the last exercise for the legs, which is just standing calf raises. Again, here I'm doing it shoeless, and I try to, as you can see right there, you can see my knee is bending a little bit, I would try to avoid that. So just try to have a straight knees, almost locked, and then just press, and then just one motion. But towards the end, you'll see that as you start to get fatigued, you will lose the momentum. So you're gonna start using a lot more momentum, I guess, to actually even just press up. But yeah, and then on the second set, I think I use my shoes because something that I don't like about the pad where you actually have your feet is that you guys can see that H right there. The company had hoist, they have their logo right on the standing pads, and it's extremely slippery. So you using socks, it's just gonna slip right up. So something I like to do is after I finish any form of leg press, I stretch it. So let me show you guys. Okay, here I think I was showing you guys the stretch. So I like to stretch my calves because for some reason calves and biceps for me, they just get extremely tight when working them. So I try to at least stretch them during the weight. And then the way you do this stretch is that you have the foot that you want to stretch. I know you guys cannot see it through the screen maybe, but you just have your pretty much leg that you want to stretch all the way out, and heels touching the ground almost as if your ankle, so you're gonna get all that stretch from your ankle to your calf, and maybe somewhat glutes as well. But it's a great stretch. After you do it, it's almost as if your legs, your calves are brand new, starting back on the next set. So it's always great to do it. Got that from Frank Zane as well and Dorian Yates. So as you can see here, I have my shoes on because the weight is heavier, and which means my feet will be slipping away from the pads. So I decided to put the shoes on because they have more grip. And then here, as you can see, I haven't done calves in a while. Every time if I skip a week, I'll notice my leg, my strengths get a little weak. So notice why my knees are being used to get the weight up instead of using the calves. Oh, I guess I did 3 sets in here. I thought I only did 2. That makes sense because I did. So when I'm doing these short exercises and low sets, every time you're working on a first muscle group, if let's say that's the first set, what you do is at least warm it up, right? You don't want to just come in and just do one warm up and then just jump to the last set. You don't want to do that because the muscle is cold at that point, so you want to warm it up a little bit. So I do 2 warming sets and then 1 all out. I do that all the time, and this is here me posing. Just I don't know if you can see it on these videos, but maybe the next clip I switch the lens and had the best separation I ever seen in my legs. And mind you, this is us bulking, so I'm proud of there. I'm proud of that. I like it very much. Calves are coming in too. Like to keep the entire body, everything just balanced. You know, you don't want to have anything too big. You know, you're going to have some body parts that are just big. For example, my chest, I believe, is big. My back and legs, and quads. So shoulders are nicely sized. Arms might be my lacking a little bit, and then maybe calves. But overall, I have a very balanced physique, and I like to keep it that way. And after seeing this, I do want to have my lower abs come up a little more. They are visible, but I like to get that little last separation. But this is not the time to worry about that because it's bulking. So just try to get as big as possible. Outside on cardio and do maybe about 10 minutes on elliptical and get out of here and go get some go do a little bit of meal prep. Yeah, today was a good session. For some reason I was just extra sweaty. I don't know what it was, but we're done. I'm trying to get some pictures for Instagram, but I need to find my angles a little better. And what else? Yeah, I'm like, my legs are extra shaky. I can't even hold my poses that much. And for some reason it's not sharp enough like some of the pictures, so I'll show you guys what I'm doing. What's up, people? What's up, YouTube? So, forgot to record the intro, but so I went to the gym today. Work out by myself. I did some legs, Mike Mensa style. So it was just about 4 exercises, but for the leg curl, I didn't do the laying leg curl that I wanted to do. So I ended up doing a seated one on the hoist machine that moves back and forth. You'll see on the video, but then I'll also end up doing single leg standing leg curls, just because the other one, as I explained, it was hurting the pad for some reason, was just pushing against my shin below my knee, extremely painful. So I decided that I would stop doing that part, and then just ended that particular set. But yeah, so what I want to tell you guys is that we're gonna start another bulking series. So this time I'm gonna try my best to get there. I just recently purchased a food weighing scale. The one I had before was this one, but it's not working properly. It's from the same company, but it's just a little different. You'll see it once I start using it. I believe it's somewhere over here actually. So this is what's called high capacity scale. So this is the new one. I like how it looks. I haven't opened it yet. I won't be doing unboxing or anything, but you guys will see it later. Anyway, so the goal is the same. It's to try to get to 175 pounds, so we can try to do a show hopefully next year. I know I checked maybe a month ago. Ramadan is starting maybe, I think, late March, maybe early April, somewhere around there. I would have to check again, but my goal was to try to do a show before Ramadan, so I can relax, because most of the time during Ramadan I end up losing a lot of weight. It just happens naturally, like every year. So sometimes I even take off from the gym because I just know that I lose weight anyways, and I try not to push. But we'll see. Maybe this year I'll try to maintain it or do something. Anyways, so I'm looking forward to the bulking series. I'm gonna try to work out with some people, get them on the videos too. Hopefully get some mics. I've been looking at still need to decide between the DJI versus the Rode mics. They both have good qualities, but the DJI looks like it's easier to work with in terms of retracting the voice memos and things like that. Easy to record with, and from me, I like the sound better from the DJI, so that's the one I'm kind of leaning towards. And also it's cheaper right now, so I'm gonna be waiting till maybe Black Friday, maybe Cyber Monday, to see if the price fall down. If not, maybe we'll just purchase it, just, you know, jump the gun, do that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to eat more food. I've been losing weight extremely because I haven't been meal prepping at all. Not eating, just eating pretty much whatever. Body still looks good, but which has never been a problem. I'm not worrying about that. Yeah, and I think my lowest weigh-in, I think, happened probably like 147, which is just terrible. But yeah, we'll get back there. So the goal is to compete around at least 155, 165. So if we can get to 175, that would be a good enough weight to cut down. So I just want to cut down anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds. I know that would be enough. Other than that, I'm just gonna drain myself. So I'm not gonna be trying to cut like 20 pounds or something. No, I'll just try to cut 10 to 15 pounds to the most. Last show, my first show, I only cut about 8 pounds, so to get in shape, and I was one of the leanest guy on stage. So I'm not gonna I'm against just bulking up, just getting fat, just to cut down the weights. But anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Bulking series coming. Get started with me. Let's get big together. Hold me accountable. I'm gonna hold you guys accountable, and let's get it. If you're interested, leave a comment, subscribe. Let's get the channel to grow. I think, you know, yeah, so let's go and we out.